we talked a lot about critical theory and critical race theory. There are those who argue, some Christian leaders, that these theories are actually compatible with Christian belief, if perhaps even complementary. Mm-hmm. What do you think? Is CRT or critical theory compatible with Christian theology, worldview?
Not at all. So these people just need to read my book and give me a book report. In a way, I wrote the whole book about that. Nothing good comes out of Marxism. Marxism is a godless, materialistic worldview that doesn't get economics right, doesn't get politics right, doesn't get history right. And any time it's been attempted, it's brought about totalitarianism and mass slaughter. Now, we have to thank James Cone, the African-American liberation theologian, for this idea that Marxism is an analytical tool that we can use to discern and flush out oppression. No, we don't. It's a false worldview. As I said, it doesn't understand anything correctly. So it's just simply not helpful. We need the biblical categories of creation, fall, redemption, consummation, a biblical view of human nature, a biblical awareness that certain groups will oppress other groups, but Marxism is not the tool you use to discern that, because it's materialistic, it's godless, it doesn't understand the intrinsic right we have to private property and profit. Private property and profit can be misused, but they're not intrinsically wrong. So I completely disagree with that. I don't think critical race theory or gender ideology has anything constructive to offer Christians or the church. That doesn't mean we close our eyes to problems, we don't study this out, we don't get busy and work for the common good. We do. Mm-hmm. But I read this material and I'm looking for something that's really helpful, and they might point out the problems, but they're not going to help with the solutions. I'll give you one example. You can find some helpful things. There's a book that James Cone wrote many years ago called The Spirituals and the Blues, which was an assessment of African American culture with those two forms of music. And he did some interesting work there. I appreciated it. But his theological underpinning was really quite flawed to that. So I can find some good in that book. I referred to that book. I even used it as a textbook at one point. But in terms of a constructive understanding of African American identity and achievement, advancement in American culture, his kind of liberation theology, Marxist worldview, was not what is needed. Although he did bring out some features of the spirituals and the blues that were worth seeing, worth recognizing. So I don't think there's a compatibility. I think you can learn things here and there from people who are committed to a critical race theory approach, but learning things here and there is not the same as finding some deep, meaningful theoretical insight from a viewpoint based on a false philosophy of Marxism. So I don't see that.